coming out from Flipside. Previously, it was that kind of set play towards A through Palace with 2 coming out through ramp. But this time you got a pinch towards mid, blatantly looking towards Connector, trying to play some pressure there, deny anyone some early peaks. However, Exist get right in pit, also playing around this area, so a good crossfire set between these guys. This could get costly if they went A, but no, they're heading B. Marco and Waylander are en route.
Freiburg gets some good damage on this Char. The problem is, though, is that all the defenses for this site are gone. You have to force the rotate now from NIP. Moving in, a very ballsy move from Sharon, to be honest, peeking inside of the window with only 8 HP, but somehow he makes it out alive. And again, this round, it's done. There's no way Nip are getting any sort of pressure back into that bomb site. They can maybe surprise, but Chara, again, with just that 8 HP, shutting down Get Right. In the final 3, I think at the very least, look, they still him, which is going to be accomplished there. Has to go and lay down for a nap. But that's going to be about all they grab in this round. Flipside with making out of it, with more than likely having 4 of their players alive.
Be able to get much. Pitt's still desperately looking. I wonder if he's going to try and get towards that UMP, but Blade is keeping in mind there's good players around mid, and Forest added to the kill count. Pitt desperately trying to find that UMP, and he can't find it. Oh, and he gets killed. No, he tried. I guess you might as well try for something in that one, but yeah, not going to get a single lick of luck out of that. So 2 rounds back to back now for Flipside. Good position going forward. Shara building up a nice economy early on, 5.4k already sitting in his bank. He can go straight into that rifle, so hopefully for him he can just keep hold of that, build it through, allow the likes of Welded it, Blade, and Waylander now to take the forefront. And then IP, look at their money, it's down in the dumps.
Not necessarily like a big deal that they end up losing Pitt at the end of that round, because it's just like P250 that he loses, but yeah, again, not really going to be able to help them out in terms of doing any damage in this round either, since it was very light, only dropping 1 player from Flipside, and that was a bit of a difference in that we were always seeing Nip find some trades even on their eco rounds back on cash. So with this starting off here with 4 left alive from Flipside, could prove to be a bad omen. Obviously though, still very early to tell for that sort of thing.
And one thing I like about Flipside is the way they control mid. It's an attribute you generally give over towards the likes of Navi as well, is that kind of mid-control dominance there. Really beautiful play, all-encompassing play. But it looks like NIP are kind of aware of this, and they're just saying, alright, you take mid, we'll play choke points, and that's exactly what they're doing here. This crossfire could have come up with a good, but instantly just dismantled. Forest gets at least 1 with the USPS, but this is one of those rounds.
Exist goes hunting too, but a few too many bullets, and he ends up running out of ammo, so has to run away, and it will easily punish that. Now it's just Freiburg, but I don't think they're fully aware of where he's playing from just now inside of the jungle area. Nobody spotted for him. He may catch a surprise if it's 1 or 2 players, but the reaction shot there, tries to take down Char, succeeds, and almost gets a second. He will still, though, be shut down at the end of the day. And it's the 3-0 start that we expect from Flipside after the pistol victory.
And coming back to the desk at the very start of this game, prior to the kind of games being played out, the fact is that generally NIP have been very clean on their pistols. And now Welded it as well, going to be his opposing number, so a little bit of a mid-smoke going to come out from Shara, going to allow a little bit of play towards it, get him out nice and quickly. And let's see who's waiting. Forest is watching the push-up, but you can see instantly in the back of Flipside's mind, are they going to go for a little bit of aggression? Let's just be, just in case, let's see if anything comes out of this. However, NIP being respectful of this, and again, not really challenging out of it, pretty much saying, take it over, do what you want, we'll stop you on the sides, or at least, well, we hope to.
Now for Flipside, they're taking that mid-control early. This is oftentimes a contention point for many teams. Is okay, we can get mid-control easily, but it's how do we get beyond this? How do we find ourselves getting on the cap? How do we push in through the connector and whatnot? This is going to be the big test for them, is finding the ways out of that and then getting onto either the A or B bomb site.
The one thing I like that kind of goes maybe towards, more dignitas and such, is they have that really nice smoke from behind those boxes that goes to the opposing side of connector, so they can make a really quick play off the back. And I know Shara can do it as well, so I'm wondering if that comes a factor later. They don't have that to Wogan now, so straight fight might be the only option. And look at the absolute guts on Wilder to go for that fight, and he wins it. Pitt gets wrecked, and then Freiburg responds though. That's back in the game for NIP here now. 3v2, it means that Flipside are down in the numbers, but Waylander is not done fighting just yet. Finally, the last breath will be taken away from him. It's down to Markloff in a 1v2.
Big mistake in not watching out for that cat push there. Freiburg immediately turned around on that setup. Those first kills came out. It's just Markloff now. He does still have a decent amount of time to play with, though, at 30 seconds, and having the bomb this close to the A site, too. And the 1-on-2, the smoke's going to come out inside of connector. Giving credence to the fact that he may be hanging out in mid somewhere, so we can see the attention already being drawn from Forest over in that direction. But still no one meeting either side just yet. and he is going to favor heading over here inside of A. And we'll try to get control to make sure nobody pushes out from jungle and takes him down.
He's got a good chance here. That molly could allow him to cross. There we go. No! Forest denies him on the way through. That must have been a dangerous peek there from Forest. He's down to 45 HP, but he might just be able to see through the smoke possibly. I'm not too sure. I'd like to watch that back if possible at some point, but this was the turning point, let's be honest. That mid lockdown finally came through, but that was on a nice edge again. It does better not be in a good spot here, but Get Right with an interesting play.
The timer was so low at the end of there too that Forrest had to have known he was trying to get that molly so he could get himself onto the site quickly and then force the plant, so he just takes the risk of jumping through the Molotov there and finds the headshot promptly. So nicely played by Forrest, gets the mind read, and Leslie takes down the final player from Flipside without too much trouble.
Ooh, but now Get Right keeps pushing. Oh, okay, didn't push too deep towards ramp, but he could have actually seen the bomb if he went all the way around. That was dropped off right at the back of ramp, so pretty far down. You have to commit almost fully, but Get Right wants to try and stay relevant to this round as much as he can with this MP9. Now he's sitting in towards Ninja and towards Dark, and sure, you could actually do some work from that. He doesn't have any flashes though, so he can't really set himself up to maybe punish that Tetris area. And the problem is that if those two players from mid split in, he's going to be pinched, so he has to make sure he becomes fundamental in this round as much as he can. However, supporting Forest over by CT, and it looks like Flipside are looking like an 8 hits coming in eventually, but Markov's still lurking around. Shah is still by mid. It's not coming just yet. World Edit though, stepping towards the right direction.
And now World Edit looking to make his mark into the A site to start something here for the members of Flipside. They haven't really done a whole lot in terms of noise or just in terms of getting any map progress to begin with here, but they have it lined up. There's the shot from World Edit. Forrest creeping out a bit too far from the ticket booth, but now Get Right up close. Finds the trade against World Edit, eliminating it.
They already had one smoke as well by the time they made this hit, but already Forrest is peeking out, allows them back into it. Look at this trade out. Waylander comes barreling in, 2 back-to-back in El Pit, and Freiburg have to deal with what remains. A great plant by Blade will set up Shah to be very relevant to this round. Flash goes out, he's going to adjust around, gets away scot-free, even finds the off. They might have caught a glimpse, but he goes back for more.
Shah trying to help out of it too, gets some great damage, finishing off Pit, and then Blade with the up shot from around the corner. There you go, Flipside. And that's not only going to put them back in the lead, but it's going to upset the economy again from the Ninjas. They're broke.
I don't know. I wish that Forrest wasn't facing such an open angle on that. No one was facing ramp, you know, considering Get Right couldn't get that close. He just gave it away. Flipside had no smokes left. Of course, they didn't know that on the NIP side, but if only they'd waited a couple more seconds, played a little bit more cautiously, they might have had something there. But again, as you said, this has snapped the economy in half for NIP. They're back down to just, this is an actual clean eco. We have an actual eco, Blue. I'm actually excited for a real eco.
Nothing being picked up at all for NIP this round.
It's a rarity.
Yes. 4 USPs and the single P2K sitting on Freiburg. Blade, a little bit cautious there, but takes down Pit. Not taking a single hit. It's a nice run. And then we'll see them continuing onwards from that. Shara taking down Forest. As to be kind of expected here, this is already turning into a very straightforward round.
The scary thing is, right, because it... Come back to that. There we go. Clean round. But yeah, the scary thing in my mind is Flipside look really good here. And NIP look like they've taken a big confidence hit from that previous map. I can't believe there's an instance, and I know this sounds bad because you're meant to kind of just stay neutral to this, but it's just crazy in the back of my mind considering the maps we had. The NIP won't progress further if it keeps up like this. That's the terrifying thing, and I can take nothing away from Flipside. They have deserved this and then some if they close out after that work on Cash, how they're playing now on Mirage. But it's just that really sour point at the back of my throat at this point. This may come through, but let's find out if this keeps up. Again, we're on to the CZs. The money was a double eco pretty much going out from NIP. Their money is absolute trash here. So if they can find something, brilliant. That almost was a good start, but still, these shots are just landing back to back here. Flipside are really playing a hot game of CS right now. How much can you achieve with P250?
These bits of aggression coming out for NIP are just not working at all right now that they try to do on these eco rounds. It's already down to Freiburg and Pit. Both of them have about 30 to 35 HP each, and Freiburg's down at 24. But here's the thing, going back to the topic you were just discussing before, because this round's probably going to wrap pretty easily. Pit makes a surprise 1 kill, but that's generally all I'm expecting. You already mentioned it before when we started this game. Since they lost the pistol, there is that thought looming in the back of their mind. That's a bit of a mental battle that all these players go through in this sort of situation. Guys, like, could we really drop out here against Flipside of all teams as well? And that's definitely something that could be affecting right now. We've already seen, we haven't really seen a whole lot from Pit this game so far. He's kind of dropped off big time from what we were seeing in the first map, and again, when he tries to walk outside of the palace, Flipside are expecting him exactly. There's 3 players looking in his direction, and they just destroy him.
This is the thing, right? You along that sentiment, you've got to say that people of NIP's caliber should be able to handle this. Should. Yeah, I'd excuse Pitt to a degree. That's the thing. I'd say, okay, he's still new to these circumstances. He's still not played at that major level. This is a big platform for him. However, he's playing okay. But that's not the Pitt impact we want. We want to see the sick play coming out. Now we're back on the buy. He's got the orb this time, not Forest. So an adjustment there as well. But Flipside have everything. They have that full play. But now, is this going to be a default 8 coming out? I'm kind of wondering if it is. Markov often will just play through underpass, take his time. Get right, though. Either could do wonders or just fall apart. It's very hit and miss, this. A deep smoke going to come out from him, just kind of underhand throw it.
Using a lot of utility there very early on. Throughout, Molly initially pop flashed over the top and then smoked it off. Didn't see a single player flip side in the process. So he's used quite a bit of that. And I mean, you look at the rest of the team, they don't have a whole lot. So that was used and it didn't really gain all that much from it, except pulling back a possible early push from Flipside, which didn't really look like they were going for that anyway.
And we have the not necessarily default switch, but pretty much a traditional A hit about to come into place. Waylander going to try and get the molly down towards Ninja, which is actually going to flush out Get Right if possible. Get Right is still alive though, going to have to push out pretty soon. And Flipside waiting. They put the smokes down, and now they wait. Now they want to punish. Get Right sprays him wildly, gets nothing, fully flashed up now. He could be under severe scrutiny. Waylander takes the fight, and he wins it. Here comes the rest of the pressure. This is where NIP need to fight.
Pitt finding a first pickup there. Markov is going to come on the alert towards the B-bomb site, and they are trying to wrap this now. There's still 40 seconds left in this round. As Markov has jumped in, he still has to win this battle with Freiburg, and not only that, but there are rotations on the way very quickly. Forest, the position from Forest right now. He can do some huge damage if nobody checks beneath it. This is going to be massive now. Lining it up, 2 quick kills from him, and he's got World in the corner, down to 9 HP. Trying to be a bit careful there to make sure there is the final player from Flipside, but Forest might have just saved the round.
And it's not Snax' Wonderland anymore, it is Forest, at least for this round. And now NIP get another one on the board, finally slowing it down. And that was on a nice edge though. You got to feel after, you saw Waylander finding some impact there, a bit of a trade back and forth. They slowed down on that A hit and they adjusted. So Flipside confident in the fact they can run this map around, but NIP keeping it strong. A nice kind of almost clairvoyant rotate, quickly getting themselves over towards that B site as fast as they could, putting bodies into it. Forest with a great rotate as well, catching them off guard. So they're able to keep the money into this one. They still have enough to go for a good buy here, NIP. Loads of mollies, loads of smokes. This is what they want. But again, that mid-attention's been working well. And not much of a fight going down towards it from NIP, not much aggression either. They've just been kind of sitting back here.
Volley wasted early in the round. It looks like it bounced off the ground, so they have to reapply it to the back of the boxes there, since it doesn't actually plume and spread over there for the NIP guys. So one of them is going to get wasted, and now they've only got a single one left on Exist. As we look at the rest of the flip side, though, they're going to leap back down. And we'll see where they decide to take it on this round, because right now they're remaining very spread out in hopes of finding a pick against NIP early in the round.
Pip trying to bait out some shots, and careful what you wish for at this point. You've got 3 eyes trained very close to where you are, but it's a matter of patience now. Forest, he's not liking that. He does eventually back away, not going to risk that smoke kind of dissipating prior to him moving to a better spot. So giving up mid again to some aspect, but holding those integral points, maybe giving Flipside just enough rope to hang themselves with here, but we'll find out. Forest still has to be big in this one. The flash has come out, he spotted out Shara, but there's the tap he wanted. Takes him down, and an early advantage now, but look at this B pressure side of build. Freiburg not playing an initial spot kind of role, he's playing from short here, so he's got to be careful. Going to come back into it, lovely angle, just outdoing Markov. Will he expect the follow-up though? That's still well at it.
And all of a sudden, NIP seems to be back in great form here. And Flipside slowing things down. It's not working too good for them now. And this World Edit's the last player left alive. He's only got 20 seconds on the clock. So Forest is either going to get denied by World Edit, or it's going to get an easy tap to the back of the head to end the round here. Either way, it's going to be a third one for NIP. And they're going to start this comeback quite nicely. Actually amazed no one has found World Edit yet. Neither of them checking inside. It looks like they're lurching over towards his direction now. So he's going to come in from either side. They're firing off the shots, and it'll be Freiburg that finds the kill. So no saves at all for Flipside, and a third round indeed for NIP.
Okay. It's small steps, baby steps. 2 rounds down back to back, that's it. But it's enough to put some money into a bad spot for Flipside at least. That's the one benefit to this one. Ideally, plants would be brilliant. I wonder if we see that kind of split on the side where you can split up A to be more favourable to pistols, where you can kind of just put yourself in that spot, but we'll find out. There's a lot of times we played with here, and Flipside obviously noted for their kind of tactical ability that they do like to go for those kind of really nice set pieces. This could be one of them. Forest not being too attentive towards B, kind of leaving Freiburg very much to handle what comes his way, and it's been working out just fine so far. Freiburg not really letting them down. But with 3 smokes, a hell of a lot of flashes, this could be quite the barrage towards that B site, but Freiburg's not ready and waiting. Going to expend 1 smoke towards it himself, and buys about 15 seconds off the back.
Flip side, all stacked up, ready to push into the B-bomb site, but in the meantime, Forrest already having himself a position with Cat. He's going to be in a very good spot to go for a quick rotation, and plenty more of the guys from NIP are also hanging out just generally around middle, so this is going to get rough for Flip side. They need to find quick kills, destroy the initial defenders very fast, and then try to block off access for the rest. They have these smokes, they're going to toss a lot of them in now, and the executable weekend.
Partially blinded on the CT side, which has allowed a little bit of room to work, and look at Markov cashing out Forrest, but Freiburg gets an accidental one through smoke. The counter flash has come out, and it's setting up Freiburg perfectly to just sweep him aside. Nicely done by NIP. A good round for them. They needed a clean round. They need to start feeling confident in what's going on more than anything, but Freiburg just handling what's coming his way. So that little follow to Achara, call it luck, call it what you want, it happened, and it came out well for the NIP side.
Casual 4K from Freiburg there, nice. Almost the ace too, but
nice.
teammate runs in and steals it from him, but a bit of Flip side's mistake there, not being able to check in that direction. If they'd taken him down, like they find that first kill very quickly, if they followed up on him, that's what was needed to start the take basically, and then holding it from there. They got 2 extra guns, could have gone a different direction, but Freiburg stops it in its tracks.
They isolated pretty much every other spot, just not that one really, so bit of a shame, but happened nonetheless. Now going into this one, we have the full buy coming out. Well, a good enough buy to say the least. Shara does have a Galil, but we'll see what he can do. They've generally been such a pressure point towards mid so far, but a little more attentive from NIP towards that mid section now. Exists pulling himself up towards Connector. But you've got to also give credit to Waylander here. He's been a real nuisance through that role in Palace, keeping players always present towards A, making it tough work. But Pitt now has finally a bit of an open chance here. Will he take the straight up fight with Wild Edit? And will Wild Edit do the same to him?
Start to creep up now. Pitt is waiting for these players to peek around the corner. World Edit going to look for the shot. Actually, it's a bit early on the shot from Pitt. Damage connects on the World Edit, but because Pitt fires the shot a bit too early there, he survives the encounter. Pitt, though, not as lucky when he's pushed by Blade from underneath. He's dropped to 7 HP now. There's Char with the first pickup, but Exist quick up the trade and Connector. Yeah,
good stuff actually from Forrest there. Even though he kind of just like ended up dying, it allowed Exist to come back into it, slow him down, make this pinch become even more deadly. Look who's taking up the mantle. Freiburg, what on earth? Just walks in towards World Edit. That gives Flipside every opportunity now to build back into this round. Pitt is not on the B side. He's adjusted towards short. Now he's hearing the steps.
Yeah, he definitely should have heard the player going through underpass, so he knows the pressure is going to be coming in through the apartments. Should have been able to hear quite a few of the players too, so he should have a good idea as to how many of them are pushing it, but also keep in mind Waylander coming in on the flank. That won't matter though. Pitt just destroys all of them. He's only got 7 HP, but he's buying time for players like Exist to get into a position. Also going to be having more joining the party. Look at this. Get right, walks right up World, and it's not ready for him. It's a free kill. Pitt trying to hold this blade to Waylander though. There's that flank we were talking about earlier with Waylander. He moves, and now it's just Get Right to open the flank. First kill trying to come out from him. He's having trouble spraying it though. And as Blade distracts, Waylander finishes it off. It'll be another round for Flipside here, and an absolutely chaotic one at that.
I was about to say Waylander was a little too late to the party then, but I will just eat my words. What a brilliant bit of play coming out from Flipside. What looked like it was over and done with for them seems to be holding on, and what a match we have on our hands. Flipside 7-4 on NIP. This is unreal. NIP. This was your set of maps. This was your bit of play to have, and this is what we're seeing. So mid smoke's going to come out. Got a couple into play already, and Wilder's going to take a quick a little bit of a lurch there, but Pitt's not really having much of a good time, let's say it that way, towards mid at the moment. And again, this looks like one of those B hits that have been coming through, at least for now. Could change up depending on success throughout this map.
Markov just trying to watch out for any early aggression through the apartments, but he's not going to be catching any of it. The real progress for our Flip side is going to start here in middle if they can get that control. Nip initially were giving it over to them in the early rounds, but they've grown much more aggressive now that they can give Pitt the up. He's actually not going to be watching all that much from the window. As you can see, his focus is on underpass, since Flip side have been using that quite a bit in the past couple of rounds. But still, it's very restrained. Right now, very controlled from Flip side, not wanting to get too aggressive just yet.
1 minute to go. The mid presence about to be shown. Pop flash comes out. Sharo modded it, swing through. Blade now comes into the action. It's choreographed perfectly between these guys. Bit of a different play coming out from Forrest. He's going to be trying to watch a little kind of area just underneath the window. We've got to be careful now because they don't have full eyes onto it. Forrest is going to take the time off the back with the flash. Goes in for the spray and just gets outdone. Simply outdone, but Freiburg going to trade out effectively. There's Get Right to pick up the pieces. Finally, they lock this one down, but they know that Wayland is going to be coming out from Passport. Will they expect him on the side? No, they don't. It's back to a 2v2, Blue.
These change-ups from Flipside continue to catch the ninjas off guard, and now it's going to work again, bringing things down to an even 2-on-2. They're really focused on someone being behind ticket boxes. They smoked it, they mollied it. There's no one there, so that's a lot of utility gone. And now the only stuff they have left is Waylander with 2 flashbangs. Those mollies could have been used to box these players and connector off. Shots coming through, both of them holding, but Waylander just gives himself away to exist as he walks up the staircase. Markelov, the last one alive. They know he's back here. And as he goes out, he grabs the first one, and nobody's checking behind that box. He's low, 12 HP, trying to run away now, and his exist moves in. He's still being cautious about this. There's a lot of time being wasted, but Markelov is going to play this back, play it cautiously, wait until he presses him, but exist finds the shot. With 11 HP left, he's going to clutch up for NIP, and they'll find a 5th round.
5-7 now. NIP keeping this one within a grasp. It's a bit of a stretch, but they're certainly there. But on the other side, look at the money now. The flip side is not good. They're back down a little bit worse. We go for some tech knights, look at a bit of armor if they fancy, but we'll see. They're not exactly all into that kind of forcing up play, so it is a very light purchase into this one for themselves. Tech Nines with a little bit of utility, so some flashes, a smoke or two, and hell, they could actually try and make a play out of this B side. They did it before, but I'm wondering if maybe Forrest would be a little bit closer towards that B side, especially if he heard any steps, and I don't think he did.
Now, flip side, again, lining up for a very quick take over towards the B-bomb site. 4 to 5 of their players here with Blade hanging out right now. Little Cubby down to the Tech 9s, a deal investment in the case of Waylander, but there's no armor behind a single player. It's going to be quick, it's going to be straightforward. They're going to try to roll into the site. Forrest grabbing the first kill with a quick trade coming out from Waylander. Forrest, that was still alive and well here, but not for long. Waylander picking up a rifle, finding another kill with it, but the CT's quick to move back in. Get right and Exist finding 2 more kills. It's just on Blade. Now Exist finds him, but hold on. Blade's found a pickup there. Pit is ready though, and he controls the situation, shutting down Blade before he can do anything else.
3 down, Get Right pretty low. That was starting to look pretty tasty for Flipside, if I'm completely honest with you. 6-7, we're back on the buy now for Flipside. This is their chance again to take the pace into their hands. They have the orb. They've been extremely successful through mid, whether they've been taking themselves to B or A. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It seems that these players on the kind of flex positions, you know, your Markelovs over by B or Waylander towards A, have been so good at what they've been doing. But this time, a bit of a different start here. Well, they're going for a quick pick, and he actually might just get it. Get Right walks right into him. That's a perfect sit to just be given right over. He's going to escape as well. No further threat to be found, and that's a completely perfect beginning here for Flipside.
Flipside, nicely done. Again, punishing that aggression from Get Right that we have been seeing for quite a bit actually, and it's been pretty hit or miss so far. This time, going to be a miss. And they'll control themselves now, falling back from the A hit entirely and grouping up again to probably go for some mid control or apartments controls. They can then transfer over into the B-bomb site.
Yeah, and you're spot on though that these guys can, if you look at NIP, they know that, Flipside are going to be taking their time. There's always that slow build-up. They can easily retain some of that utility. They shouldn't be losing out too early, but that always gives the danger over towards someone like, well, they're going, well, let me go for a fast pick. Just because I have the spawn, just because I have the chance to. Why not? And, well, for NIP, it looks like a gamble's come through here, Blue. They've put a lot of players towards A, and finally evening up the score. Is Pit punishing Waylander.
Waylander trying to sneak his way outside of the palace, but that's been expected now. So even if we had seen Pit not connect that shot, there was at least 2 more players around the corner ready to do the same. And there's indecision from Flipside. We've seen how badly this has punished them. Go back to the last round on Overpass. This indecision caused them to lose the map outright and not take it to OT, and we're seeing it again here.
I'm worried that no one's switching connected. Pit's finally got there, but they did leave so much open time, and look how vulnerable Forrest and Exist would be. But he's there now, but he can't focus on it solely, which means that Shara and Blake can have a huge impact here. The damage has to come out from these 2 right about now. Markov denies Forrest. Pit finally deals towards building through that connector, but now here comes Shara, and Shara will do the work. But will they expect this? He waits so patiently, finds one. Freiburg comes in, and now it's down to Shara in the 1v1 against Freiburg, but look at the time.
10 seconds left on the clock. Shara's going to try to push forward. He just wants to take this. 5 seconds on the clock. No, I don't think he started it in time, and he even realizes it. So a bit of a mess up there, and oh, that actually...
Jesus, Freiburg.
Freiburg had been a little bit more to the left. That would have been an interesting end of the round, but doesn't end up happening there, and NIP do win it out by time. 7-7, only tied going into the final round of the half. Pit again here, though, showing some good stuff, and in this entire set so far, he's been one of the big reasons to why Nip is still in this, to be honest.
Yeah, even at the beginning of this game, we did say that he's been not quite the pit we were expecting, but then he started to hit some of these kind of very integral shots. It's not just the ones that fill out the scoreboard, it's the ones that get you back into a nice 4v4 or get you back into these rounds. So great to him, and finally a bit of aggression coming out, but I wonder how that's going to be met. Forest taking a wander up towards the top of mid. It's Blade and then Shara who's going to be on the receiving end, but a 1-for-1 trade out. But the information gathered, how will this further be exploited now by Flipside?
Now for Flipside, again, already losing one of their players, but the same against NIP. Get right though, finally finding some strides here with that bit of aggression. Moves out, shuts down World Edit. And the final three from Flipside, well, again, this is probably going to cause a lot of hesitation for these players. Trying to stack up a mid. Shard is looking for someone to get more aggressive and look for kills there. Markelov is hunting down below in the underpass, the Punisher player that may be in towards a window. And for Waylander, he'll be joining his teammate.
I wonder how this one's going to go down. Shara is the integral point for me. He's the influential one. He's got the rifle. Everyone else has Tech 9s and the touch of utility, so they can build around him. They can still do damage, don't get me wrong, but he has to be the one to land these shots, really. 54 seconds. No one's actually... Oh, they whiffed the molly there towards window. Not what you want. Gonna have to expend the smoke on towards that. Shara now gonna just pop the flash over. No one's actually watching the push through connector, so that's gonna give an opportunity to either get up short or actually play connector itself. It means that NIP are dug in on these sites.
Now for Flipside, Markelov already trying to check in the A-bomb site. Look at how held back to NIP are. If they actually go in towards A, they might be able to get it for free with the exception of possibly Get Right holding them, but he's being a lot more cautious. Most of the defenses are focused on the B-bomb site. Timer again for Flipside here on this T side, 20 seconds left.
Markelov can stop the rotate, allowing the other two to pull through. He knows that there's no one that close by, it's just the threat of what's on site now. They won't expect Get Right to be here instantly, they have to check everything else, so 10 seconds. They have to make a bit of a dry hit out of this, and they have one flash on Shara. The bomb going down as we speak. Now left into a 4v3, they let the bomb go down.
Nobody's checking towards Stick It Through though is the big problem. And he just lurches right over. Get Right finds some big damage with that one, but he himself too would turn over towards him. And these guys are trying to hold this now, but NIP are having some trouble finding way back in the site. They're taking huge amounts of damage. Shara finding Pit. Waylander, he's caught up by Exist. Wild push though. And Shara still holding, finds another pickup here, looking for a second against Exist. The Scriber pushes in, he may need to do him against Shara. Exist finds that pickup, and now it's just Markelov tapping away with the Tech 9, but the diffuse is already coming in. He tries to move out. He's got to close it out. 1 second left, but he finds the shot. Markelov with a huge clutch, and we will see them lead things at the end of the first half. 8-7 for these guys. They're going to jump on the defense, and we'll see if they can upset in huge fashion against NIP.
Against the odds, Flipside have turned the hell up today. A huge performance thus far. NIP struggling a little to get off to a good start here, but bring it back towards the end. But Markelov having a huge impact, meaning Flipside keep themselves in a good spot here, but this is not done. The Fat Lady has not sung just yet, and I'm not all feeling that musical blue, but NIP have a shot here. But it's the second half coming in. What are your predictions on this one?
I don't even know at this point. It's way too hard to call.
what everyone looks at. When people look at the flip side, there's always that kind of precursor of, imagine if all those big guns turned up. What if they had a good game? What if they had a tactical element from play combined with this? And you think, oh, that could be quite a deadly team. But it doesn't generally happen. It doesn't generally happen in the big games. We're seeing something here that's pretty darn incredible. But NIP have every shot for this. This is still a great map for them. This is still NIP. At no point did anyone believe this was getting to the third map. At no point did anyone expect it to be this close. We're going to find out how it goes down now. We are live in the second half here. NIP trailing behind by 1 round, but it's their turn on the T side. Let's see if they can pull this one back.
Getting into the pistol round now. NIP continue to move their players pretty straightforward now to the entrance, the T ramp of the A bomb sites. You can see Waylander as well. Going to be trying to watch out for that front ticket booth, but he'll be smoked out. Can't really see all that much. Gets a bit aggressive there, but possibly leaving himself into doom. He does spot the take, but now the rest of the flip side, they can't really do a lot about this. They're going to have to hand over control, and Blade, well, be stuck in connector, so he's going to go down to pit.
And look at the aggression throughout this map. Get right, pit, Forest instantly going to these quite aggressive holes, instantly looking for fights. That's going to get in the mindset of flip side. Pit is going to watch out, rotate, not going to allow anyone through. It's allowed a path, though, through CT, and now Rogan is creating his own. Get right gets overrun. Now Freiburg's a little bit of a spot here. He can't take a clean fight. He's got people left, right, and centre. He knows he's got support from jungle. Waits for it well, but Warden is still going, as is Shara. We're down to 3, and my word, Markov finds Pit, and now exists more down the plant is for him, but he can barely see it. He gets the tag on one. It's not enough. Markov's there. The defuse comes through.
Look at someone just shrieked, it seemed like there, but what an incredible recall here from Flipside moving in, and World at it too, having some very great pickups after, I mean, the last 2 maps he's been absolutely incredible, but for that first half he just hasn't been as prevalent. I think he has, we've seen him in those previous 2 maps, but immediately correcting us wrong there in that pistol round, brings a huge performance, and now again, they get to hold their lead, they get to keep it going into the future here, and judging from the buy from NIP, they're not going to try to press it here, they're focusing on that 3rd round.
Where's that grit? Where's that determination, NIP? This is what you need to find now. You are being challenged by a team who wants this more than anything. That's as simple as this is. They're playing a game above what anyone expected. Now it's your turn to find a response. Ideally, a plant would be perfect. If they could get that out of this one, excellent. But NIP know that's going to be tough, especially like Shara spotting out B so consistently. Blade pulling himself over, you got Markov on short. So it won't be an easy round to claim, or at least get a bomb plant from.
All grouping up now in the underpass, looking to take that easy control of middle. But stopping them will be Markov, or at least attempting to stop them. It's going to be him. Starting to push out now, and Markov watching from the top of Catwalk. Blade pushing out too. He's going to get a big spot on this, but he's got to be careful to make sure he's not surprised. Notices the rapid amount of players pushing their way out here, so does decide to fall back into the bomb site, and it's kind of the same story for Markov, although he's going to be hit down to 44 HP, but returns a kill on to exist. Not only this, but he repeats and shuts down Forest. Now Blade coming in. Oh no, he actually messes that up! And unfortunately, he'll be taken down by Freiburg.
They're going to recover that gun as well. The boost was already underway. You might as well just kind of commit to it at that point. So, gun to hand for Freiburg. Still, ideally a plant could really supplement their economy, but with Shara still around, Markov not too far off either. This is quite tough. This obviously Markov's attention is split between the window and B, but Shara purely dedicated here. But Freiburg and Pit going to be working their way through. Get right, a little hesitant to go for this one. He knows he was waiting for the timing to try and get the pinch, and there it is. Get right lands a bit of a stunner towards Shara. Now Markov watching the cross. Get right has the bomb, throws it through. Freiburg got time. He's going to make the run for it now. 6 seconds left, and Markov knows he's instantly going on the push. Pit trying to play defense, can't make it happen. And there's Flipside keeping this one in check. 2 losses for them, but a round is the important factor now.
No plant found there either, so they're not necessarily going to get any extra cash from that one, which means utility is going to be a bit light for some of the guys on NIP coming into this force-up round. But it's not too bad. AKs, they still get smokes on basically everybody except for Forest and flashbangs. It's just going to be missing things like Molotovs and HG grenades to try and force more adamant players from Flipside from pushing out of their usual positions. But getting into it though, most of NIP have decided to move over here towards A main again, getting ready to line up some very quick smokes by the looks of it too. And at the moment, most of the focus from Flipside is in mid, which means Waylander's going to come out in a big way.
Alright, Waylander, good luck. It's right on the edge of the smoke, so if they don't check this, it's actually going to have a good time. There we go, there's the first, plows right in! He's surrounded, but still alive, finally gets found, but it buys time, and that's essential to this round. The rotates now come through, the smokes are far from perfect, there's a huge gap, as if discussing how much they are. And what's the whole point of it? Freiburg's actually swinging for him, it's a swing and a miss, while it denies him, and now the advantage sits, well it did, with Flipside.
A world that hasn't noticed him is that Forrest is sitting just at the bottom of the staircase, and as Blade walks in, he's going to be surprised. Forrest looking for the second pickup, but World that it denies it, takes down Forrest, and now in the 2-on-2, the bomb's gone down. It's up to Flipside to make the reaction now. That nade should be a touchdown, and there you go. Shutting out Pit, all they've got to worry about is Exist, and he is stuck in T-ramp right now. Smoke comes over top of the bomb. Markelov, he'll be safe to push up and start the defuse. Exist knows this, and he can see the peak at the top of the staircase, looking for the spray down to try and shut down Markelov, but he's not going to find it. Markelov survives with 13 HP. Exist looks like he's making it out of this round too, but it doesn't matter because the guys from Flipside have defused the bomb, picked up the round, and are continuing to run away with the scoreline.
This is a huge upset in the making. 11-7 now, Flipside off to an absolute blistering start already. Denying what was building back for NIP, a little bit of hope here and there, a little bit of damage done, but not enough. Flipside, are you about to break a lot of hearts? Those NIP fans are going to be in absolute tatters, as will be the team. If this is the case, 2% of you at home thought this was going to go Flipside's way. That's 2% out of everyone. Unbelievable. But again, it's not over yet. There are still rounds to be played, there are still opportunities for NIP to find, but they need to find them soon, and already a fast start is being got by Sheer and to force play. Gets overwhelmed, but as does Weldon, and here we go. We've got a game on our hands, at least in this round, but Mark on the King, who's returned to claim his crown, is still doing work.
Forrest with a nice reaction after Wayland tries from the back. He turns it around, shuts him out, and now it's just two up and going for the CTs here. Shara and Markelov trying to find their way back in, but Shara's taking a lot of damage. Exist is going to punish him. Markelov's still got a decent amount of utility to work with here as he pushes in, but that nade is certainly not going to help him out. He actually might consider just falling back to save now since he's got all that intel. So you can see there too, there's an up sitting on his left. So time to fall back and let the NIP guys have this round.
We've got to let's highlight the big difference here, at least for me in that round, is look at the pace that NIP came in with. They just went, alright, let's just take just take these quick fights, take the challenge. Again, this was something that if you hark back to, I'm just going to see if Forrest is going to get something away from Markelov. Nope. Get right. Do you want to have another attempt? Do you want to have a little go at it? Markelov. Oh, that is going to put a big smile on my face, and I can imagine Anders as well, sitting there going, yes, Markelov returns to me. The pace in the game for NIP, there was a nice adjustment for me personally, nice to see him taking those fights. Hailing back to when they had that massive downturn in performance, they used to say, well, once they came out of it, Freiburg was quoted as saying, I think in an interview with Scoots actually, we lost that confidence to take those straight up fights. We were being too scared, we were playing too respectful almost. We need to be that aggressive team that knows we can win it. Maybe that can help him get back into this one. Markelov does keep the orb, let's see if he can do anything with it. On the other side, NIP well set into this round.
Moving up, Markelov now looking to stop this pressure, but that smoke is going to give the guys from NIP a lot of free movement, and he doesn't want to stick around at all. As soon as those smokes come in, he decides to fall right back. Shara at this position he needs to be holding, but it's going to be denied entirely by Pit, pushing his way in through the catwalk there, so far too quick. Does the control get mounted by NIP in this V-bomb site, and for Flipside again, there's not a whole lot they can hope to do. Markelov still has the op in hand, so better to fall away and save.
Yeah, lovely stuff from NIP, just all in. Simple as that, and I can hear these guys shouting downstairs. I assume you guys at home can hear it as well. There is a lot of hype around this game for these two, of course. Tournament life on the line here, it's as simple as that. It's a best of 3, and the team who wins it gets to go to the big stadium. They get to sit on that stage and play in front of everyone. They get to keep themselves alive. However, whoever loses, not so much so. So, look at this, they keep Markelov on the orb, he's going to retain that one, but for the other side of things, the more important side of things, at least if you're a NIP fan, is the fact they keep everyone alive. Bomb plant to boot, a good way to keep themselves in this game. 9-11 now, NIP, 2 rounds back to back, off the back of plants as well. Certainly well needed after what was a bit of a drought.
So an interesting round indeed with only one player going down in it. But it's a smart decision made from Flipside to preserve themselves, keep what they can going into the next round. Probably could have afforded to send 1 or 2 players out just to try and do some economical damage against NIP on exits, but they do let them keep it for now, and their money's still low enough to where they can kind of justify that decision. Now going into this one though, it's still not going to be a full investment from Flipside. We're still not going to see them have enough to be able to go for the buy in this case, so we're just going to be sticking with the pistols again.
But look at the the aggression. That's the difference here. They are plowing up mid, but get right, there's no Markloff on the support. Does have a chance. No, he's going to get the floor. Markloff catches out Freiburg. This could be huge. He's been able to back away. Wait, what is going on? And now NIP are falling like flies. It's down to a 2v3. Markloff has control here with those 2 frags so far. Waiting up, so make sure you fed more. And the beast is getting its meal of the day already. Pit gets absolutely destroyed and now exists in the 1v3. This is a disaster for NIP and they know it. Flipside looking at their round marker towards 12, unless Exist can do something unspeakable.
The op that's been carried for the past 2 rounds like a torch ends up being their beacon now to claim this round against NIP, when everybody except for the player that was holding that up was just on an upgraded pistol, I think P250 at best, and now the other 2 have also recovered AK, so Exist waiting all this time. The guys from Flipside actually have given him full reign over the A-bomb set to try and stay spread out, so he'll be able to walk right in, and in theory, he should be able to find a plant as well if he can get a good position. But beyond that, it's the clutch where he's going to have problems.
And I love this control from Flipside. I love the fact that they're giving him this. They're not going to go for those needless fights. That's brilliant discipline. Again, look how far back Shara is. No chance that Exist could get an advantage on that. Blade's going to pull up a little bit closer again. Shara and Blade to a degree can get some access to this now. Exist choosing to sit close to the side. He's going to have to find 3 hit spots. The first gives the position away. And here we go. It's retake time going in. The body goes down and Shara's come up with the goods in this one. But let's be honest here, Markloff from the word go played out of his skin in that round, and Flipside continue the trend. They break what NIP were building. And we've got a game on our hands once again, Blue.
And there you have it, the flip side. You can really respect too, and here's the news, by the way, for those that missed it. Forest, not
Palace,
having the best days. They're trying to go outside. You're stuck inside, you're locked in, nowhere to run. So, the thing you can really respect on that about Flipside though is, as you said, they don't want to take any duels they don't necessarily need to take, and even on the retake, they're very passive. It's a 3v1, you think they can just walk right in and shut him down, but they hold back, they wait till they get his position, and they're even extra safe about it. They molly him out of Firebox so as not to give him a possible lineup opportunity.
So when is the timeout going to be called? Because there has to be a pause on the horizon here soonish. You got to assume so. We'll find out. That's yet to come. Again, maybe NIP still running through their options. They are going for what looks like a very decisive hit towards A. Again, bearing in mind the flip side have been only dedicating Waylander here early. Maybe that quick hit could have helped, and the quick play towards mid did actually provide them some good rounds. But here comes the execute. Waylander flashed out, can't see anything. But neither can the NIP side. They're still trying to clear those close angles. It's allowed one at a time the chance to shine, and already it's being dismantled 1-1.
Pitt trying to turn this into his team's favor now as he picks up a kill into World Ended, but it is not going to last very long. Waylander finding another one, dropping down onto Exist. Pitt and Freiburg, the final 2. Pitt's out in the open here too, trying to take a battle against someone from Flipside, but they're not handing it over. It's that same passive style that was used on the retake in the last round. They're going to let Pitt roam around the site, but ultimately he's not going to be able to find anything because he has to go into the Lion's Den essentially if he wants to pick up any kills.
And those Lions are certainly not sleeping tonight, Blue. They are well up for this one already. Waylander and Shara locking down CT. You've got Blade holding extremely passively towards windows, so in case anyone tried to make a sneakier play. Again, so tough here. Freiburg spots one out through the box. Okay, nice one, Shara, and another to close it out. Flipside, let's be very real about this one. On the verge of knocking NIP out of the major here. 13-9 now, 2 back-to-back. There is the pause. I questioned it last round, but wasn't the time. Now it is. The money is not good for NIP. The smiles are gone. This is very serious here, Blue.
Here's
Other teams now, if you think about it. This major is providing a good couple of upsets, to say the very
quite a bit. And just in today alone,
exactly
2 matches. Our schedule is destroyed, granted.
Oh, screw the schedule. I'm
pretty sure we were supposed to be like halfway done with the 3rd. That's the episode, but
when games are this good, shush the schedule. Fine. This is fine. But this is scary for NIP, and this is the worrying factor, at least in my eyes. That the fact of the matter is that NIP actually recently have been looking exceedingly good. They've been, you know, a little bit worked out to a degree. Of course, you can see it very clearly throughout this one. But you know, the game plans have been coming in with. It's more the mentality that people were extremely into or extremely excited by. That this could be the rebuilding of NIP, but. At the end of the day, you want major performances. You need them to kind of support what everyone's thinking and how it's working. And if this doesn't come through, this is a huge upset overall. But flip side, have given us a outstanding performance. It's huge. It shows that, you know, hard work beats talent at the end of the day. You know, NIP have been doing the hard work, but have they worked as hard individually against Flipside? Probably not. You probably didn't sit there and go, all right, let's get those demos down. This anti-strat, this would be absolutely nice. Because let's remind ourselves of what happened on Cash. That was Flipside giving us the full picture of how much they've done here. And this is a team that we've never seen play to the standard. It's always been a theory-crafted, you know, possibility, but the practicality has never come through. This is the first glimpse of it, though.
In this game specifically, too, Markov has had a huge step up, and it started kind of at the edge of that last map, but it's been continuing a huge forward here into Mirage. Now, though, the unpause has come in. It's going to be a fairly light buy from NIP, as they do need to focus on saving here for one of the next rounds, but that is going to put them in a very dangerous scoreline. Flip side, unless we see an upset here on this just light buy from NIP, are going to be just 2 rounds away from playing in the main event.
Blade's got them all lined up. He spotted them all out, at least 3 of them, so expecting them to pinch, and no one stopped him doing that. So already NIP are lucky to get away with their lives to at least this extent so far. Blade takes a lot of damage for that too, so again, kind of resetting the pacing here, but Shara being even more switched on towards that B hit being a possibility, and you can see Blade having to be so careful now.
Shara also pulling back to make sure that nobody had shifted away from mid and worked his way into the apartments there, as NIP is still trying to figure out exactly how they want to take this round. It's so crucial that if they don't outright win it through some miracle, they at the very least do some good damage before ultimately going down, and finding a plant would also be a great send for them too, as they've recently been reset just 2 rounds ago, so their losing bonus is not going to be all that great. They move over towards Connector, quick boost up there to make sure nobody is watching beyond the dark room. And with this now, they're going to try to put some players into the window room, but World Edit, he's waiting for this. Is he going to catch the monster close-up shot?
Alright, World Edit. Doesn't go for it, they're going to back away, but they're going to hear these steps, they're going to hear the drops from Waylander. Oh, hello, that's 4! Waylander, you absolute beast! That was just sexy CS.
They're all headshots too, you can barely see any of them, and he just absolutely decimates the entire playing field for MIP. Granted, it's on an eco round, but still, those shots are impressive, and nonetheless, Exist, the last one left alive. Waylander will be denied the ace, as Exist puts a stop to it. But still, 10 HP now, 1 on 4. I need to have control of the bomb. It's going to be around for Flipside. 14 now.
I don't know when I start believing, Blue. When do I start believing this is going to happen? When is it okay?
16 rounds.
This is just unthinkable scenes coming out, and I'm loving it. It's heartbreaking for NIP, but my word, Flipside, you are putting on a show. We are 2 rounds away from seeing NIP not going any further in the major. This is huge, and this is the turning point if they want to get back into this game. It has to be now or never, and it looks like NIP we're dabbling with picking up the pace here. Already Forest getting extraordinarily close to a jump off point towards ramp. You've got the pinch towards mid, Exist, Triberg, and Pith all there. This could be a bit of a quick hit coming through eventually. Once they put down those smokes, once they make that play come into place, it looks like an A hit's about to happen.
Forest 2 getting hit early on by this HE grenade, but now they're moving out for mid control. It's going to be a pinch more than likely into the A bomb site, as they have players lined up on the A main approach, but they need to make sure they have coverage and connect a roll, and it's so crucial for stopping the main pushing force from coming in there back towards T-Ramp. If he's destabilized, that's the lead of this economy. It has been pushed off. Forest is going to find that first kill. Ryder following it up with a second. Blade is still alive, back in the direction of Ticket. He finds 2, but Pit and Get Right find 2 as well. And that's going to leave Shara as the last man alive. Moving in, he shuts down Pit. He's got a single flashbang and half of his health pool to pull up this retake now.
You shouldn't be allowed to do this. They're in such good positions. Exist, though, timing is king with him. He hears the step, but he's looking towards mid still. He needs to be careful. He needs to help get right on the crossfire. Deny a clean cross here for Shara. But also not allow a 1v1 to happen for himself, and no, he doesn't. Well played by Exist then, just playing safe enough, getting the one on the board, and a teammate's coming out for NIP there, every single player picking up a kill. But as you noted before, the money's been pretty treacherous for NIP throughout this, so still, their money not so great. They're going to try and shuffle guns around, make sure everyone can get at least a buy going. But on the other side as well, we're on a, not necessarily a tipping point, but For flip side, this is a great buy. The ones down the line might not be so much so.
Keep in mind just how crucial that round was for NIP as well. Flipside win that, they're on 15 rounds. You can see even going into this round, Nick had to bargain buy a bit there, tossing around the guns to teammates. Pit is going to have to downgrade to a Galil to give Forrest the op. So if that had gone in the direction of Flipside, more than likely NIP would have been completely broken. And that could have just ended the game.
This could be legends falling in a matter of rounds. We'll find out anytime soon. NIP taking a different pace, more passively, maybe expecting some aggression, but maybe also going for the same sort of hit eventually, keeping in mind that Geralt and Forrest are still postured and still looking towards A, but rather this one could stop that mid split, or at least hinder some of the approach, but that Molly spreads. Now he has to back off from it. This means that maybe Exist, maybe Pit, maybe Freiburg can have some play towards this one, but look at the real resistance coming in Flipside. They're so desperate to hold on to this map real estate.
It's that mid control again that Nip consistently are able to get push out against the guys from
Waylander.
But as we can see, Waylander is going to be pushed back here after taking a big risk. Survives it, but just barely. 20 HP now. They're going to push right out. World Edit finding the first kill, but Freiburg get right to Pit, finding 3 more directly after that. 2 left alive for the CTs. Pit with a quick peek inside the crossface, shuts down Markolov. Shara's got nothing to do. He's got to save.
NIP have found a way. I don't know how. However they came up with that plan in mind, whatever threat felt was working perfectly, how they could play into, opposing Flipside, it's happened. These couple of rounds back to back have been that build towards A. They've stopped trying to take those kind of extended fights towards mid. They're focusing themselves in towards the site, and it's working out. This time even more successfully, more players alive, more guns to keep their economy just about clinging on. And this off the back of it, look at the money for Flipside. Not so perfect after all. This could cause trouble down the line. However, it always feels like it's a step away. It's not far away from this one, and caution being aired again by NA, not allowing any ninjas to come through this time. And Shara will be able to retain the M4. I don't think Geralt or Forrest could ever get close enough to take that away from him, so he'll be perfectly fine to keep that one to hand. And NIP keep themselves in with a bit of a fighting chance. It is 11-14. It's not over yet. The dreams are not dashed for these legends. There is still hope, but my lord, is it thin. Look at the buy though from Flipside. This should, in theory, be 12-14. But we've seen stranger things happen today.
NIP are definitely not dead yet. They've found a good strategy they can use from mid-control to get into the A-bomb site. Now it's Flipside's turn to find a counter to that one, because they've been struggling to pick up those kills. Entry power has increased immensely in just these past couple of rounds alone for NIP, forging their way into the sites and making it outright impossible for Flipside to do anything about it, which is why we haven't seen those save calls come in.
I'm wondering if Flipside do anything different here as well, Blue, because they've been kind of outdone by the same sort of posture, this same sort of play, but not this time. You can see how passive NIP are. They know what they're coming up against. This is normally where everyone starts hailing the praises, or speaking of the praise of threat, how well that NIP come into these rounds when they have the guns and they're against a team who generally just does. It's very, very clean normally. They have been struggling a little bit here, and well, that it seems to have a plan in mind as how he wants to counter these constant A hits that are now coming through for NIP. It's been that A split, the 3 through mid, the 2 going through either Palace or Ramp. But it's not going to be the case here. So Shara dedicating himself towards B. He's the one with the rifle. Everything else, again, going towards A. This looks like NIP's answer so far.
Roll that as well, hugging outside of connector, because that's going to be the big focus point for NIP. We'll see if we can grab anything up close. I think Roger does get traded. That flashbang is huge. He moves directly in there. Now with an AK in hand, but he is kind of trying at the moment here in the little cubby, trying to peek his way back down, looking for the frag on a Pit, but he's not going to find it. Meanwhile, in the site though, Markolov and Blade about to pick up as it's Pit and Get Right that go down. All of a sudden, you're just looking at Forrest and Exist, and they're both separated as well. That's a good nade going over there on them. He brings it down to 64. Exist finding a pick up Shard. Barnes though, he's caught out, and it's going to be Waylander catching him on the flank. It's another round for Flipside, and they are 1 away from stripping ninjas in pajamas off their legend spot and pushing them into the main event tomorrow.
This is what dreams are made of for Flipside. Picking up a round like that is something you do not see every single day. Again, NIP had it all in hand, and they might have just let it slip. They seem to have had a counter, they seem to have had something in mind as to how to break this Flipside team, but it's not been the case, and we are back into this one, 15-11 Blue. What a beautiful game we're watching here.
Nip are going to go straight forward in the B-bomb site. It looks like lining up very quickly. Exist hanging back right now to throw off some utility in towards middle, and the bomb actually falling back too, so I correct myself. It's not going to be as direct as it would appear initially. Trying to see if they can force some rotations early on from Flipside, and Forrest pushing into the Palace as well, but he's burning. He's got to be careful there, taking quite a bit of damage from it too. Pit following it up. They've got 3 players inside, but Pit's now at 20 HP. Flipside, they've rotated, but not everyone. They are sort of expecting if something is up. Markolov with the first kill,
Waylander.
second, and Forrest again on Shara.
It's Waylander. He has it all to 2v2, get on towards A. He's the one who can stop it, but no, he gets overrun by Get Right. We're down to a 3v3. The HP is dire for the Ninjas. It's down to nothing. The retake is building. Forest has a chance, but it's being stripped away piece by piece. Forest finds play. Can he find any more? The 2v2 now comes into effect. Well, then it finds assist, and it's the 1v1, but the defuse is coming out.
He's not gonna make it!
Flipside have done it!
What is this? Flipside have upset Ninjas in Pajamas in huge fashion. It's a 2-1 victory for them. They're moving on to tomorrow. And for Ninjas in Pajamas, what a huge heartbreak. Coming into this one, it looked like it would be such a straightforward match, but no. This is a completely new Flipside and an absolutely incredible victory.
That is a absolutely devastated NIP side, and what an exceptional game from Flipside. They deserve every second of praise from this one.